Ira Epstein, and again, I'm not in these different videos, and it'll be a while, as we're just starting tomorrow. The Packers are coming to my house, and they'll start unpacking. We must have 100 boxes that are still not open. It's quite a few, and it'll be a task. I laugh. We've been very good to the charities, giving away things after you've lived in a home 30 years, so we've been doing that. And I want to wish all of you a happy holiday season, of course. We're all in that mood. In the Midwest, if you're with us, you know that it's cold, it's snowy, we're going to get rain, we're going to get ice, and it's going to get even another Arctic blast. And we had 2-3 years of very mild winters, so this one's quickly making up for it. But, it's fun too. Now, tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. We start off in the morning with the Mortgage Bankers Association. They're going to update their weekly U.S. market indices at 6 a.m. Then we get the third quarter unemployment index data. That comes out on Wednesday at 7:30. The petroleum stockpiles at 9:30. We're going to get the Fed meeting announcement at 1. And notice how I spelled petroleum. If you didn't see it, look at it. By the way, I looked today. I don't know if you ever followed chess. I played it when I was a young person, and I was never good at it. But I saw that a 3-year-old scored 1520 to get a national ranking. I don't know if you're aware of that. I think it could be a world ranking. You got to have 1450 on a score. Imagine a 3-year-old. Now, if you want to feel really stupid, play him. All right, it's obviously a genius. For that particular game. But the Fed meeting announcement at 1, the market widely expects a quarter-point cut. The market will focus on the dot plots to see how many Fed members are voting for a quarter point again, 1 or 2 of them. What are they doing? Some will vote for none. We'll see where that comes in. And at 1:30, the Fed chair will do his best to fend all the questions that come at him and where are they going. I mean, he's on his way out now. So now is his last meeting of 2025. It'll be an interesting meeting. The API petroleum stocks did come out today, and they came out, as you can see, a decline in the crude, but a build in all the products. And that's not the friendliest of reports. So as we come back here, you can see that gold went up. Silver was the stellar performer, up $2 today. And in the futures market, you're at all-time highs. In the cash market, you went through the $60 mark. That's pretty good. IWM was higher. QQQ was higher today as you're going into the report. Now, the futures are close to unchanged tonight. NVIDIA was down 60 cents. Microsoft gained $1 back, and Robinhood lost a little back from earlier gains. Let's go to the charts, though, and let them do the talking. First, you had what's called an inside day in Rivian. So it's a pause in the market. Inside days are generally that. I take them to mean that the market wants to pause for whatever reason, and that's just what is going on. The next thing I look at is what is the market doing in terms of the swing line. And if you've taken my charting course, you've got higher lows, higher highs. The trend is up under the current chart pattern until and unless 1395 is taken out. The market is held the support at the 18-day average of closes, and as you can see right here, the 100-day average. The 200-day up here is where you're having some resistance come in with Bollinger Bands, and that's right through here, right? See them? Right there. So this is your combination area of the resistance, and markets typically don't stay over a Bollinger Band more than 5% of the time. Have we had a breakout to the upside? You have. I want you to look at how the market finished here in the top part of the range and on the next day. That made a higher high and closed in the top part of the range. Until you take out this break low, the most recent one, you really can go back here. You'd be arguing that the low is now in place in the market and it should be able to make a run from there. This would fit in with their new automobile when it can come out. They're opening dealerships like mad across the country. They're spending some serious money. And the question is, can they get sales going for it? The question is who's going to be left holding. I saw that, what was it, Ford today that cut down a plant in Illinois. And well, they didn't say the city. I just saw the 1,700 people in a small town were let go and that they're the major employer. That isn't good. That's going to, you go to small towns and that's it. I moved to a small town by design and I like the living in them. Higher lows, higher highs. I've grown up in Chicago literally my whole life. And I lived in New York for a little bit, LA. So I've done it all. And it's time to be quiet. AMD pulling back a little bit here, and I'm looking for the support to now fit in right at the 18-day average of closes. Does it have to break anymore? No. What the market did is it finally got back to support to find a gain. Is it an uptrend? No. It's got a bias that's up, but the momentum is still pointing down and the swing line is down. Same with Ensign Group. This pulled back to the 18-day average. Finally, we haven't been back here. These are weekly charts. I'm just trying to give you this. And I know I usually do the daily, but I wanted to do the weekly on this going into tomorrow's report. I think they're important to look at again. So it's not a mistake on my part. I wanted to do this. Cleveland Cliffs. Look at how the market is stopped at the key moving average right here. Couldn't make it to the Bollinger Band. You got a higher high, lower low, not doing a lot. Rocket Mortgage should hold the 18-week average of closes. And that's what I want to see. Now the question is, if it gets underneath at any point this low here, there's real problems in Rocket City. I'd be very, very careful if that happened. I don't see it happening right now. I think the market's trying to hold on. Home Depot didn't give a lot of good guidance today. They had their investor meeting and just wasn't great. It's still in a bear camp right here. And why not? They're fearful that the home industry hasn't been able to pick up, so the commercial end gets hurt. And then not everybody's rich and out there buying Birkin bags and all the craziness that goes on in life. So the average guy trying to fix his house, does he have the money to do it? Does he have money to update it? That's what the market's worried about. Uber stopped right where it should have on this bounce at the 18-day average. It's still in a downtrend. Now it's got to prove that it can do something from here, which it hasn't done. Lucid is a completely different looking chart. And that's why I'm covering it for you than how Rivian looks. Just look at how terrible this particular weekly chart looks. Rivian's giving you the bounce. You're not getting it here. XLI, the industrial sector, needs to get some Fed help. It's that simple. Can it is the question. You have the swing line down. You have if you look at this, the bias up as you're over the 18-week average, and momentum is trying to point up. As we step over to the energy sector, it's higher lows, higher highs into the Bollinger Band, and you're overbought. I'd be very cautious right there. You're using a lot of power. In UUP, we have the higher high and the lower low. And is the market lost its bullish embedded reading? And did it have one? It most certainly did. So if it loses it on the weekly chart, which it hasn't done yet, but it's got to close under 79 on a Friday or lower, that would be problematic for this market. Hasn't done it yet. It's still in the bullish camp. In the gold market, it did not take out last week's high. That's why I so much wanted to show some of these weekly charts. The copper market roared. What more can you say? Yesterday, the market roared. Last week, I want to say this the right way. Last week, the market roared, got itself up, as you could see, as high as 68.27 here in COPX, and now it's pulling back in the copper miners a little bit. Copper itself got hit today about 2.25% in price, about 11 cents plus when you look at it. Sorry, that's a chart you don't really need. So as we put it all together, and that this would have been the daily charts, by the way, and this is how I make them look when I have my subscribers with me in the morning. Sometimes I like to show you this to show you where I'm coming from. But I'll cover that with my people in the morning. Wanted you to be able to see what we're doing at this point in time. And I thought that going in for the financial markets, taking another quick look at what the weekly charts look like going in is something to do. I'm Ira Epstein. Hope you watch the other videos tonight. They are of the dailies, not the weeklies. I just wanted to make this one a little different. Take care.